Alrighty guys, here we are behind the wheel of the all-new 2023 Toyota Crown. We are so excited to show you the test drive of this vehicle. We couldn't show you earlier because we had that driving impressions embargo, but the time has finally came and we can show you what it's like to get behind the wheel of this all-new Crown. And let me just, spoiler alert, it's going to be very impressive. So let's go ahead and hop into that. Quick.
We were going up to 70 miles an hour just there.
Holy moly.
Once the yeah, when the system gets all of its gears a-going, you will know you picked the Hybrid Max powertrain. So, what is this? This is going to be a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and basically implemented inside of a performance-oriented hybrid system. So it is going to have a front electric motor, a rear e-axle as well, and total system on this is going to be 340 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. So it really does make some serious power when you put your foot down.
Yeah, this is impressively quick. Wow. It's even faster than I thought it was going to be. I know on paper it's a lot of horsepower, but just finally getting behind the wheel of this all-new Crown, it is so freaking quick, guys. Now, this obviously is a similar powertrain to something that we tested out earlier this year. The RX 500H actually has a very similar hybrid system as this, and yeah, of course it does have different tuning and whatnot, right, but
mechanically the same, different tuning as far as that goes. But
yeah, 0 to 60, 5.7 seconds if you're curious about that figure, and I believe that for sure. Son of a gun.
Yeah, it really puts the power down very nicely because it does have standard all-wheel drive as well. And when you choose this version, this is also going to be a full-time all-wheel drive system. So at the minimum, you're going to have at least 30% of the power routed to the rear wheels, but that does change depending on the driving scenario and the driving mode as well. And we're just in the normal mode right now. We will sample out the Sport Plus mode when you want to go for maximum aggression.
Yeah. Now, I do also want to mention the other version of the powertrain. This is not the standard version. This comes on the Platinum trim only. If you go for the XLE or Limited, you're going to have the 4th generation hybrid system, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. You have 2 electric motors for that, and you're going to have 236 total system horsepower. So you're losing out about 100 and some horsepower. We don't have a specific torque figure for that, and the 0 to 60 is 7.6 seconds, so a little bit slower for that model, but that's not like super slow by any means. We've actually sampled that out in several other Toyota applications, so that's definitely a very nice powertrain as well. It's just not as performance oriented.
The way to look at it with these two powertrain options is, do you want that traditional Toyota hybrid setup? That's basically what the lower 2 trim levels have, with the focus being, of course, fuel economy. But if you want to get performance, then this is going to be the way to go.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
Yeah, so I have a Sport Plus mode. Feels even stronger. Big thing I notice is the steering firms way up. I mean, way stiffer, very fast responding, and even though this is a taller than normal sedan, I'm impressed by the body control, especially because when you get the Platinum trim level, you get the adaptive dampers. That does mean that you have that control over the ride quality and the handling balance, basically. So when you're in comfort mode, you can be a little looser, a little more comfortable. When you choose to have that sport mode, now we're buttoned down here, and you can really tell that. I mean, it's impressive. It does feel like basically a shorter, lower down version of that RX F Sport performance, and that's a good place to be, I think, for this Crown.
Yeah. Now, as far as your transmission is concerned, when we did that hard acceleration, you probably noticed that we don't have a CVT. For this Hybrid Max, you're actually going to get a 6-speed automatic, so a more traditional setup to give you that more traditional driving experience. Now, if you go for the non-Hybrid Max, just the regular hybrid version, and the XLE Unlimited, that's going to get you that eCVT, which will maximize your fuel economy, which is something we'll talk about in just a little bit. But until we get to that point, I do want to talk about the ride quality, because we've just kind of been riding around, sampling that out, and this is an area that I am very impressed by.
Let's go back to the...
Yeah.
Let's go to comfort and really give it its best form.
Honestly, guys, I mean, this thing rides really, really good. The seats are comfortable. Hit a bump. Nice. I mean, wow. It soaks it up. Very, very impressed with this Crown's ride quality. This is a comfortable premium sedan, which is something that, of course, it needs to be. But also, like Drew said, it has a little bit of a sporty element to it as well, which is impressive.
And the wheels are very large. I'd recommend, if you're going to choose the 21s, you should probably go for the Platinum, because I know there's a version where you could get the 21s on the Limited but still not have the adaptive dampers. That might be the one that's going to ride the worst.
Yeah.
So having the adaptive dampers, I think, really compensates for the fact that you have large wheels on this model.
All right, guys, and let's get our sound level reading, going 55 miles per hour. .6 decibels. My, oh my. I thought it sounded quiet in here, and that certainly is a very Lexus-like sound level reading. That is definitely very quiet. All right, and let's go ahead and talk about some of those elements that you're probably very curious about, the fuel economy, because this is a very powerful setup. So what type of fuel efficiency are you going to be getting? So for this Hybrid Max, we're going to have very impressive fuel economy. We're looking at 29, 32, 30 combined. And if you go for the regular hybrid setup, you're looking at 41 mpg. And the transition between electric and gas is very impressive.
I mean, Toyota is the king of hybrids. They know what they're doing. It is smooth as silk.
All right, and I also want to hit our airball and our slam dunk for today. So I'll go ahead and kick us off by saying our slam dunk, I think, has to be this powertrain setup. This is a really phenomenal powertrain. We loved it in the RX 500h, and here in this Crown is just lightning quick. It's really everything you need out of a premium sedan, that's for sure, and the excellent fuel economy is an added bonus.
Now, on the airball side of things, I'm going to say it has a very polarizing design. Some people are probably going to like it, other people are not. But as far as, you know, a vehicle where you kind of universally people look at and say, oh, I like that, I don't think that's what this is. And I don't think that's really what Toyota is going for, but I do think that that, to me, is probably one of the biggest reasons that's going to stand out to a lot of people over why they wouldn't even consider it, is because of the way it looks.
Right. Now, I do also want to talk about your price. So, wrapping us up, the price is going to be starting at $39,950 for the XLE model. The Limited is going to be $45,500, and this Platinum is going to start at $52,350. Now, this particular tester does have the optional bi-tone paint plus destination. We're looking at $53,995, so a little less than $54,000 for this Crown.
But overall, we've definitely enjoyed our time behind the wheel of this all-new Crown with the Hybrid Max powertrain. It really is a great combination of performance and comfort.